everyone, this is Trumpetman with 40 Card College. The last few draft slots are just filling up. Actually, we got another couple to wait, but starting this video before the draft a little bit to give you a bit of context. Today we're doing an Eldraine Draft, so here we go. And I think it's my 7th Eldraine Draft, but what I'm noticing about this set is there's like a bunch of really awesome build-arounds at higher rarities. Some clunky cards, you got the monocolor themes, so I'm going to definitely make sure I'm hovering over a bunch of cards, so not only do I know what they are, but it is an older set so that you know what they are. And if I do miss any like super powerful things, I might have not played with the card yet before. So I'm going to do my best. I have, I think, played enough to understand kind of what the format's about, so I'm going to bring that to you today. But I think it would be a fun way to have kind of a throwback draft. We did open up an awesome, I guess, Explorer Powerhouse Bone Crusher Giant here. Just dealing 2 damage as an instant for 2 mana, and then getting a 4/3 is pretty good. Scorching Dragonfire is a great card, but it's just a worse red card for sure than the Giant. This is just 2 for 1 city, so definitely a powerful open. And then we have, let's see, some powerful white commons with the Tapper and Flyer. This is one of the, I think, better commons in the set, Artemidal Tactician. If you're able to get enough of those, you can just keep pressuring your opponent with the adventure side and then pumping out flyers. I haven't really seen like an all-in like adventure deck, this card giving bonuses to those, but we're going to definitely take the Giant. There's a few red cards. Maybe we'll wield the Embereth Paladin. I've been kind of impressed with this card when I've seen it before. Just having usually it comes down as a 5/2 haste. So if you can get the first hit in, and then trade it off, you've already done a lot with that. Looking at pack 2, no red cards to speak of. This is not a playable, really. The best cards here, I think, are the 2 black uncommons. The green's like a regrowth type card, but we're not going to take that with Bone Crusher Giant yet. So I'm not sure which of these is actually better. Sir Conrad has way higher upside. When things die, go in the graveyard, come back. You get to damage. Foul Mire Knight's basically just a 2 for 1. So I could take like a 2 for 1, or I could take a 5/4 payoff. And it also, there's not a lot of mana sinks in the format, so that's pretty sweet. But Foul Mire Knight's also great. So this is one where it's like, had I played the format more, I probably know which of these I want to do. Like, I don't know if there's a glut of 5s. I think I'm going to go with the Sir Conrad. I think it's just a pretty powerful card. It also has some utility versus the mill decks, which is nice. Wow, there's a lot of good black cards in this pack. Bacon of Pie is like definitely the best black common with the removal spell. Covetous Urge, stealing your opponent's spells and casting them. I've been really impressed with that when it's actually been cast against me most of the times I've seen it, but I'm pretty sure this is good. I read through the spoiler beforehand. So it's a 4/4, attacks each turn if able, and if it would be dealt damage, prevent it. I mean, it's just a huge beater. You play this, a 3 mana 4/4 that's hard to interact with in combat seems pretty great. So, like, they have to just keep chumping it until it dies? I think that's better than Bacon Pie. But yeah, black looks, I mean, this pack's really good for it, but that's a good sign. Like a 3rd pick black rare, that means no one else wanted it. And having the uncommons in black and Bacon Pie. Ooh, nice. Okay, so this is interesting. So I think I definitely want to take another black card to combo with what we've been doing, because it does look open. My dog's going crazy in the background. But anyways, Cauldron Familiar, if we get a Witch's Oven, obviously that's a good combo, because it just makes food and keep bringing it back. And then it goes into the graveyard and leaves the graveyard, so it's going to just keep triggering Sir Conrad as well. So I think the upside on Cauldron Familiar is super high, and maybe if red is not open, we can move into like a black-green food shell as well to still make Sir Conrad and Cauldron Familiar good, even if we don't have a Witch's Oven. So we kind of got a brew stew going right here, and excited to see where this goes. Alrighty, speaking of where does it go, This card's pretty powerful because it can make things... It can weaken your opponent's cards or buff your little cards. You could even just play turn 1 Cauldron Familiar and then turn it into a 3/3. Then when it dies, you can still bring it back because it doesn't have this text in the graveyard. I could get a 3/4 to return a knight. I do have 2 knights, but I don't know how early I need to pick up Barrel Witches. It is a common, and I could see overloading on 5s. I think Kenra's Transformation is the most powerful card. Just elk them, like Okos. But maybe this is a mistake when I could be taking a red card for my Bone Crusher Giant. I haven't really been impressed with the red cards I've seen, though. Rimrock Knight is a good card. But I kind of want to just hedge here and see where it's open. Like, if there's a great green card, then I'm on board for this pack. Unfortunately, we're in kind of a rough spot. Because there's a bunch of good blue cards. And not really great cards in our colors. There's like an all-in... This card's good in like the greenish deck. Memory Theft has been okay when I've seen it. I don't really know what to take here. 2/1, but it doesn't combo with red-black. It's more a blue-red payoff. I think I'm just going to take the Memory Theft to stay black, but I could see like the red or green card being good. I don't think I want to go into blue. I don't think the blue cards are strong enough for me to go there as a hedge. Alright, how are we doing now? 1/2 Flying Lifelink. Doesn't cause things to trigger. I think just bad removal might be fine. We don't have that many adventures, so Garen Big Squire is not great. I think I'm just going to take the bad removal. I don't necessarily want to play Festive Funeral, but I guess it probably could be okay if we get enough other things. Actually, I don't even know if it's better than a Scalding Cauldron. Maybe Scalding Cauldron is just better. I don't really know the answer, so we took what we took. Witch's Cottage, I think, is pretty good in the sense that we're mostly mono black right now, and it combos with these. Although Burning Yard Trainer, how many knights do I have? I still have just the 2, but this card's pretty powerful. I could still be like red-black beatdown. I think that's actually better than the Cottage. There's also an Ogre Errant, which points to red-black knights. I think I'm going to take this Trainer. Because, like, wow, both red cards. The only red card that got taken was Scorching Dragonfire. So I get a choice between the Paladin and the Searing Barrage. Now, I'm not actually that red, so I don't think Paladin's where I want to be. Because it's just going to be a 4/1 haste, not a 5/2 haste until late game. But yeah, I mean, I think Searing Barrage is fine even if you don't get the 3 damage. And then sometimes you will if the game goes long enough. So I probably could cut this Festive Funeral. And I think I'm just red-black. This format, it does incentivize you to be deep in one color and play more monocolor, but we're not really seeing that lane. Again, this is just a 3/2 unless I'm more in on black, but I'm still going to take it. Like 3/2 Menace is playable, and wow, Golden Egg still in the pack. So this is a tricky one. I think I'm going to take Covetous Urge over Golden Egg in case I'm just mono black. My red cards are good, but they're like not that good. Covetous Urge, like that wheeling is a huge sign. That was that super good pack with all the black cards. Wow, Bargain came back too. I don't think I want a Scarecrow. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with pack 1. We don't know if we're mono black or red black, but we'll figure that out. I'm definitely not mono red, so I don't think I can take a red card. The only black card in the pack is Memory Theft. It's kind of a bummer. I could take Ogre Errant. That did wheel. I didn't actually end up... Yeah, I took a Memory Theft already, so that's not that good. I don't know. This pack's kind of bad. I could take Torbrand in case, for some reason, there's just no black cards. It's a really powerful payoff, and I have good red cards. It is pretty strong, because everything you have deals an extra 2. I'm probably just... This is probably... Ooh, I could take a Ginger Brute, too. Ginger Brute's a good card. And if I go mono black... You know what, I think probably Ginger Brute was actually the pick. Ooh, there's the Oven. Do I take an oven just because I have a familiar? I think I probably do, because I have Sir Conrad as well. Note that there's really not many black cards open, so it's kind of a disaster. The packs are breaking awkwardly for us, I would say. But sometimes that happens. Probably should have taken that Ginger Brute over the Tor brand. Reef Soul is a good card. Just destroying something with power 3 or less, just solid removal. So that's definitely going to be the pick. Looks like we're seeing a lot of white from this direction, which I passed some white, but not a ton, so it kind of makes sense as open impact 2 if the people underneath us, like a few seats down, are in white, then, well, I don't even really know. Never mind. I don't really know necessarily why we're seeing a ton of white this pack. I wasn't paying enough attention to whether or not we were seeing white in pack 1 because it didn't really matter, actually. But just commenting about the rest of the pack. Anyways, Reef Soul's the pick. Yeah, so this sucks. I mean, clearly someone passing to us this pack is in black. Brimstone Trebuchet is a good card, though, so we'll just take this. And probably we're not going to play either of these, which is okay. We have a decent... We have 4 knights, so this already has a little bit extra utility. Witch's Oven doesn't trigger until 4 toughness. There's good green cards, but we're nowhere near green, I don't think. What's Cauldron's Gift? If it at least 3 black mana was spent, mill 4, and then you can return something with an additional counter. That's pretty good. Is it better than... Barrow Witches is also pretty good, but we only have 4 knights. I think I want to take Cauldron's Gift because if we end up... I think I could play it either way, but if we end up in mono black, it's much better than Barrow Witches because red has some of our knights. Like, I could also see being mono black splash Bone Crusher Giant. That could be decent. Okay, here is a tough pick. I think I just want another knight. And this card's pretty powerful. I'm not really into the Wicked Guardian in this particular deck. I don't think it's very good. There's also Ginger Brute, but I think I wanted to take a knight. It has some synergies with my other knight cards. Ooh, another Witch's Oven. I think I just take that, and then I hope I see another Cauldron Familiar, and then maybe we're all in. It does stink that all the Ginger Brutes are in packs of other things we want. I also don't mind picking up like Thrill of Possibilities, because if we end up getting Cauldron Familiars, we can discard them to draw cards and then find our Witch's Ovens. That would be pretty good. Okay, Cottage or Jousting Dummy. I'm kind of going to be low on playables if we don't play red. So I think I don't mind a Jousting Dummy, and it's just a 2-drop. I do like the Cottage, but I feel like I could get one later. I also like Raging Redcap, but I don't think this deck's aggressive enough for a 1-2 double strike. Alright, I'll take another Memory Theft. I don't think we're there, but just in case. Yeah, so there's the Cottage. That's good. Wow, this card's really good. Shouldn't be in the pack, but it is. Forever Young. Okay, so that can also kind of recycle our threats and bring them back. Take our uncommon for the collection. I could still be mono black. I don't know. Ooh, Hengewalker is nice if I end up mono black because I can. It's just going to be a 3/3. Like, my red cards are good, but red was not that open in pack 1. It was kind of open. Like, well, I got the Searing Barrage really late. Wow, that wheeled too. That's really good in case we end up needing to stretch for our 5 mana plays. Man, not the hits I want to see. The only cards I think I can take are Giant Skewer or 7 Dwarves. I don't have any 7 Dwarves yet, so It's a little late to start collecting them, I think. Giant Skewer, I've been pretty impressed when people have played that card against me. But we are starting to get a lot of do-nothing enchant, or do-nothing artifacts if we take it. That being said, I'm not really giving much up to take the card, so I probably should just take it. And it makes more food to maybe combo with a familiar. I hope I see another Cauldron Familiar. Would be very good. A 2/2 or a 3/2. I know I'm going to be black for sure. I don't know if I'm going to be red, so I should just take the black card. But this is just a 2-mana 2/2. Sacrifice something to put a counter on it. It's okay. I don't really have a lot of options right now, unfortunately. Let me know in the comments where, because I think if I knew the format better, there might be some interesting paths we could have taken earlier in the draft that I missed. So if you notice like a way to draft this better, I'd love to hear it. Because right now I feel sort of like I'm just in a lane and hoping it all works out. And it's sort of working out. Maybe I'm supposed to be black-green, but then, again, I didn't really see green early. I've seen a lot of green recently. Because Savvy Hunter is super good. But I do get Reef Soul. Reef Soul number 2 is excellent. So I'm obviously happy with this. Fires of Invention. There's another Ogre Errant. Maybe that's what I want. How many knights do we have now? 6 knights? It's a pretty good card. 3/4, give something menace. I could be more knight focused and be more like black, splash a little bit of red. I don't think I'm a Fires of Invention deck. It is good with a bunch of 5-drops, but you kind of need to go over the top with Fires of Invention for it to be good. There was also a Joust in that pack. I have like 2 black cards I could play. Do I still want to take a Lost Legion 2/3, or do I just take... Maybe I just take another Trebuchet. This is kind of the deciding point. And I don't really know what the answer is. Actually, no, I think Lost Legion's really good in my deck if I'm trying to find Cauldron Familiar and Witch's Oven. So I think I'm going to take that. Ooh, Epic Downfall? So we have the Epic Downfall and Reef Soul, kind of a nice 1-2 punch to answer pretty much anything. I think I want Trebuchet over Reaper of Night, but maybe not. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 6 red cards right now. I think I probably should play red, but just play like 10 swamps. So if that's the case, I should take Trebuchet. I do... Oh, Castle Embereth's really good. I should take the land. I didn't even see it at first, because I thought it was the common. Huh. Okay, if I take Deathless Knight, that's more of a reason to be mono black. It's basically I'm giving up Jousting Dummy to take this pick. I could play both of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could be mono black still. I don't know if there's a reason to be. Kind of interesting, like this entire time I've been trying to like figure out if I'm black red or mono black. Both of these are really good cards, and my mana would be a lot better. I could play like a couple clunkers. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Like always having my Lost Legions and Oathsworn's Knights on curve and Hengewalker. That might be better. Like my red, I basically get some good playables and a Bonecrusher Giant, but even Bonecrusher Giant is only okay. I could play another Memory Theft. It's fine. It's good against adventure shenanigans. Okay, so let's see here. I mean, this Deathless Knight I can even just use with Barrow Witches, trade in and get it back. Like, I don't have to gain life that way. I have 50 playables. What happens if we cut red? I still have to cut more cards? I mean, that is good. I don't remember if I took something over the... Excuse me, over the Castle Embereth that was that good. I think I was going to take a red card anyways. So if we don't play that, it's okay. Right now we have 12 creatures. That's a little worrisome. 12 creatures, 2 Witch's Oven. I don't need a Scalding Cauldron. I have really good removal. That Forever Young, not that good when I have very few creatures. I do have a lot of removal, so Festive Funeral might be good. It's also good against, like, if you are getting milled. Yeah, Locthwain Paladin also, just always a 4/3. I think we're supposed to be mono black here. Oh, 3 memory thefts? Yeah, I don't need 3. I thought I only had 2. I could cut a land, maybe, because I'm mono-colored, and I also have 2 Lost Legions to help find lands. Witch's Cottage also. Like, basically, I don't have that many creatures, but when I find my good ones, I get to just keep returning them, potentially. Because I have Witch's Cottage, 2 Barrow Witches, and 2 Cauldron Gifts. And I have 7 Knights. So even though I only have 12 creatures, 7 of them are Knights. That's pretty good. Yeah, I kind of like the look of this. If I played red instead, let's just look at that briefly. I probably would cut the Cauldron Gifts, the Festive Funeral, and, well, let's just add the cards we would want to play. These are the cards I would want to play. And I probably, if I'm adding Castle Embereth, I probably want to play 17 lands. So I would cut 3 more cards. Hengewalker, Paladin. And then at that point I have 8 Knights with 2 Barrow Witches. That's still great. Maybe a Giant Skewer? I don't know. Like, one of my creatures, a Brimstone Trebuchet, it's not very good with that. And I'd probably be using my mana on other things instead. Oh, I'd cut both of these. That's what I would do. Yeah, I think losing the quad black cards is a big hit to the deck. This looks worse to me. Like, I'm giving up on a lot of power, and my mana's worse. Alright, I think we play mono black. Obviously, I would have changed the mana if I really thought red-black was better, but looking at it, I don't think it's better. Just make sure we built that the way we did before. Yeah, okay. So, I think solid enough. Hopefully we get our combo a few times, because that combo is nasty. And even if we don't, I think Witch's Oven with all this ways to rebuy my creatures gives me like extra random food is kind of great. So we'll go with that. All right. Jumping into game 1, we have our familiar, so just need to find one of our Witch's Ovens, and we will be doing it. All right, I don't want to play that, I don't think. As long as I find one more swamp, this will come into play untapped. And I have the Jousting Dummy on 2, so I have another couple turns to find it. Yeah, so there it is. 2/1 first strike is going to be annoying. They probably have another one, is what this means. Or a 2/2. Okay. I think I just play an Oathsworn Knight and attack for 2. I should have played a land first in case there's a pump spell that I don't know about. Just play a 4/4. I don't think they can really attack into the 4/4. If I think I memory theft them here. Or maybe I do it after. This has to attack no matter what. I guess if they have like a righteousness or something, it's better to do it now. And they can't adventure in response. Although, what if they go to tap my creatures down? Then it's better to memory theft afterwards? Because you know how they have that one adventure creature? Yeah, that was the most likely thing. Alright, well I could actually play Lost Legion instead, since they didn't adventure. That's probably going to be the best. And then I could find a land, because then I could play 2 spells next turn. Yeah, let's just do that. And also I can look for Witch's Oven. So probably just keep both of those in that order. I could double Reef Soul instead, like if I had switched the order, but I think Memory Theft is just way better. Alright. We got him. We didn't need the Memory Theft. Maybe they were missing a second color. We'll never know. Ooh, the number 12 opponent. Alright. We have the Oven, but no cat this game. I think we still keep. Our deck basically can use Oven plus our Knights to get them back in our graveyard to generate more scries to find our cat. Because this can find our Witch's Coven or whatever, I don't know what it's called. The one that brings back Knights, so it's a pretty good combo. Hello. So they're blue-white artifact enchantments. I guess next turn we're probably just going to play a... Oh, great. I've been OKO'd on turn 3 twice in this format already, and it never is good. Basically, almost unwinnable. So, strong match. So if I attack their Oko, they just block and use my whole turn. So that's not good for me. So I think I need to put something on board so that hopefully I draw a Reef Soul. I think Hengewalker... Well, so if they make a food token, it's on 7. At least if I play Hengewalker, I can still just attack Oko, though. Through the Elk. I don't know. That's, I think, my best play, and I gotta get a little lucky from here. But that kind of goes without saying. This is how you become number 12, okay? Take notes. It's funny because I missed the standard. I basically stopped playing. Eldraine was the first set I missed when I stopped playing Magic for a little while. So I totally missed, but I still heard how ridiculous Oko was in standard, because it was. Alright, so I just have to attack, right? And I use my whole turn. I don't really see a way around it. They're gonna force the block. But at least I can get Oko down to 4. We might have to drain them with a cat. They can steal my oven, too. It's kind of annoying. If they Oko, but Oko -5, I mean, that is a lot. Okay, we need to draw a cat here. Cat attack. Okay, you've got a 5/5.
Surely you see the humor here.
I don't have any pressure. Alright, I can't attack. So I guess we're going to scry. Maybe I'll find an answer, I don't know. Sir Conrad, maybe, as a way to attack. I think I do want the land. I don't want the other card. The attack, I think I take 3 because my 3-3 and 2-3 are holding off the 5-5 for now. If this goes poorly, I can at least sack both to make 2 foods. So I can sack that, and they don't get to draw. So that's pretty good for me. And I can still sack this too. What's bad for me is that they still kind of got a 2-for-1 out of that. Like, yeah, I have foods, but they're not really doing that much. Emery. So now they get to play a 5-4 or a Witching Rod, I think.
Welcome to the feast.
Yeah, I've got a lot of good rares in there. Of course, they can just trade. They can trade with Oko, and it forces me to sack the Sir Conrad. Can't really beat that. They get to do that, and then they get to untap Emery and do another thing. That's pretty sweet. At this point, go for it. I played against someone else who had Emery plus Vantress Gargoyle too. I guess maybe those come together. I do think this format's pretty sweet. I do think it's a little bit rare dominated. More than some sets, but I haven't played Crimson Vow, so I hear that one's the worst for that kind of thing. But I do like the combo engines and things going on. I think it's cool. Okay. Yeah, I forgot they could just do that. They don't have to exchange. They can just turn into a 3-3. Yeah. The card is good. Guess I just have to block. Then maybe I can bring it back. I'm not sure what my plan is, because there's 2 cards I have to deal with. And a spinning wheel. I think we're kind of just dead. Probably going to draw my card and concede, but okay. They had a winning strategy. Alright, no big deal. Jump into our next one. Alright, yeah, this hand's pretty sweet. It's missing the cat. I just want a cat oven at least once, since we drafted around it. Ooh, we could rip apart their whole hand. Okie dokie. I think I just take their 1/1 flyer. That's what they're counting on. That's kind of the combo. I think I just haste him. Like, I could, if I can get the good hit in on the haste, it's worth it. Plus, if they happen to draw, didn't say please, I can always just bring it back, potentially. Like, they're going to get to thrill here. But we're applying a ton of pressure. So I think here we just attack and then we play a 4-3. Because we can get this back eventually because of the Witch's Oven. So I think we just attack with both. That's fine. Keep the pressure up. So how close are we to 7 here? Not really that close at all. So now we just attack, and then I think we Covetous Urge them? Is there any reason that that's bad? I guess if I'm going to do that, I could just do it now. But then it might give them information to use the card before. So because of that, I think it is better to attack first. Let me just play this. So we could take Runaway Together or one of their cards. I think I take Runaway Together, because otherwise they can just Runaway Together back the creature I take. And that's from their hand, so at least we're getting them down a card. I'm like, yeah, this is shrunk, but it's still pretty threatening right now. 2/3 menace. Yeah, that's not gonna do it, I don't think. Alright. Looking good. Sweet. Alrighty, game 4. This hand's kind of bad, but I don't like mulliganing in limited. Drawing 2 Memory Thefts is kind of a reason not to run Memory Theft in more than one. I probably wouldn't be playing 2, except we don't have much better options. White does have a lot of adventures, so maybe we'll get some value off the Memory Theft. And we're probably just going to play a 3/3 first anyways. White, blue. That one is kind of a bad combo with Hengewalker, because it's a 2/2, and then this just gives the same counter. Alright, we're getting beat down. But I can at least take their next play, and then hopefully we can set up some defenses. Yeah, so if we play Memory Theft this turn, we can skirt Sir Conrad them next turn. That's going to be nice. So Ardent Veil Tactician. I think I just have to take that one. They get to play a 2/2 next turn, which is kind of unfortunate. If I take the Flutter Fox, they just play the Tactician. Well, no, because then they can tap it down anyways. I just gotta take this. Because they can play 2 creatures, but then yeah. We are in trouble, though. We're getting pretty beat down here. They have a nice curve. Like, they can empty their whole hand if they draw a land. We're at 13, so it's already going to put us at 10 next turn. And they can also bounce their Guide Mother to give something else flying, so we're actually a lot lower than it looks. If they Shepherd of the Flock and then fly the Youthful Knight, suddenly that's 4 more damage. Yeah, we're almost dead. We haven't really had a close game yet, actually. It's kind of interesting. I can Memory Theft, but it doesn't help me at all. So I think I need to play both my spells. I do have well, the thing is, I haven't really drawn my interactive spells very much. I do have them. But it makes it tough, although Shepherd of the Flock would make it difficult to do that anyways. Alright, I guess attack. And then Memory Theft. Maybe they'll make some mistake, I don't know. Alright. That does give me more outs than I had. I'm gonna have to block with Youthful Knight. Or block the Youthful Knight. Oh, Silver Flame Ritual kills me. So I have to take that, and then that. And then chump. After I chump... I guess this having to attack is kind of a big problem. Gotta come down and get him. Because we're really behind in the race. Which makes sense, because I didn't do anything until turn 3, and then that got removed immediately. When they went 1-drop, 2-drop removal. So this was kind of a classic game of, like, not really any decisions. I guess I had to choose what to take. But not a ton going on with it, so... Alright. Hopefully we get a little bit more interesting game to talk about, but... it's hopefully still more of the draft to go, because we're 2-2, so the draft could end soon, but ideally we get some more games than that. Alright, I'm thinking about it a little bit more, and before I start the next round, I realized I think having either 2 Cauldron's Gift or 2 Memory Thefts is bad. Probably 2 Cauldron's Gift is worse because I'm playing 12 creatures, so I think I should have been playing this Scalding Cauldron this whole time. So probably a deck building error. I think Memory Theft is better than 2 Cauldron Gifts, because I think drawing too many of this card does too little. And we already have a lot of 5-drops. So I'd rather cut a 5-drop than a 3-drop. I think Memory Theft is good. Drawing 2 is kind of bad, but at least I'm interacting. I think that's kind of what we've been missing. So I'd rather add another interactive spell. Like if I had a Scalding Cauldron in that game rather than a Cauldron's Gift, that probably would have been a lot better. So I probably made a deck building mistake off by like 1 or 2 cards. But let's do that and jump back in the games. Better to fix that now and, you know, have that matter than just keep hitting play and be wrong. The first thing to do is to build your deck correctly before submitting. The second best thing to do is figure out your mistakes and then fix it once you realize you've made them. And that comes with experience, right? Like I said, this is only, I think, my 7th Eldraine Draft. So I kind of... The tempo aspect of the format is a little bit stronger than I was giving it credit for, so those cheap removal spells... Like, I already had a lot. Not a lot, but I had 3. But I think having more than 3 actually could be beneficial. Of course, if I play a really grindy matchup, then making that swap actually weakens my deck. But I don't need too many cards where I'm bringing back the card from the graveyard. Because if you overload on that type of effect, that actually is a little worse. And I think it's something that's tricky about this particular format because it's monocolored. I find that when I do end up in monocolor, you're trying to figure out if that's actually your lane. And because of that, you're often really close on making playables. Most formats, I have almost never any problem playing my 23 cards. But almost every time I've drafted Eldraine, it's been kind of close because I think the power level drops off so quickly. So it's sort of like, oh, I need my 23 playables. And again, that might be my inexperience with the format, but I think it's why drafting like artifacts and things so highly. Like I probably should have taken Gingerbrute over that red card, for example. Alright, I think I'm going to kill that just because I'm kind of curving right now. I have 2 more 3-drops in hand. Not an Oko, that's good. So when it hits 12, every turn they get 1. When it hits 12, they get to draw 7 cards. That's pretty good. So my Memory Theft loses a lot of value. But I need the lands anyways right now, so I'm playing this. Do I want... Man, I kind of want Cauldron Familiar. But I also... maybe I still keep it. Because I could play Deathless Knight next turn, and then I could get it back. Because the Cauldron Familiar triggers it. So I think it's worth keeping. And then if I ever do find the Witch's Oven, then it's going to be great. I do love the flavor on this card. The clock strikes 12 and then chaos happens. It's kind of cool. Oh, the beginning of each cup upkeep. I thought it was just yours. Oh, that's a lot better than I thought it was. Do they have us so tiny? I just want to trade. It kind of makes sense to trade because they have the midnight clock. So I wanted to trade resources and then get 7 new cards. Again, because they have... Ooh, that's kind of annoying. I have a 4-2. Because they have this, I don't really want to use my memory theft until the turn that it pops. Like, they play their best card, and then I take their second best card. So I'm going to hold that, I think. I'm going to play this. And then hopefully next turn we're able to actually make some progress here. Yeah, it's a cool card. Ooh, that hurts. Wow, and they can do it again, too, because of that midnight clock. If they shuffle that back in, and they just covers Urgus again. Oh, that's interesting. They took my Reef Soul. So we actually get to keep all our cards. If they block here, then they don't... like, I can hit them for 4 at the cost of my Cauldron Familiar. And if I ever draw the Oven, I can sack a Knight to bring back the Familiar to get the engine going, and then just bring back with the Barrow Witches. So I think attacking is good. And I think there's no reason to play a land. Well, yeah, I think there's no reason to play a land. Yeah, that makes sense. If I play the land, then I still can just play 5 drops next turn. I think I want to hold it, because then they don't know that I have access to 5 mana. If I draw another land, I'll probably play one, because it'll give me more options. That's a problem. 4 or 5 so good. Yeah, maybe my deck's just not powerful enough. All these decks are doing better things than I'm doing. I did say I wanted an interactive game, and we're having a good interactive game of Magic, that's for sure. So I'm happy about that part. Alright, they did get value off their Tome Raider because they drew into a land. So the question is, do I just attack and pass? I guess I kind of want to kill their 4/5. But they'll just block here. But otherwise I'm kind of doing nothing. These Barrow Witches are kind of awkward this game. But yeah, I haven't drawn my Oven. So I guess I just pass. Like, if I attack, I could kill their turtle. Maybe it's worth killing their turtle. I just don't want to use all my mana for nothing. Because I can bring this back. Alright, I can kill their scavengers. I'm pretty sure that's better than killing their turtle. If they redraw it, also they have no artifacts. So... yeah, let's do that. I mean, they know I have this, but that's fine. That was a blowout. Because now they get to reshuffle that anyways. They played their last card. Maybe I should have attacked if that was their last card. I don't know that it was their last card. Like, when I made my turn. How likely was it for them to have that card? I've been playing spells every turn, so not that likely. Anywho, I don't really want to use Witch's Cottage. Yeah, that's really good. I wonder if I should have played around that didn't say please. But I wasn't going to do anything for my entire turn then. They didn't really have an opportunity to use it the rest of the time. I don't know. And memory thefting right now is not even that good because I'm so far behind on the board. Like, that's what I wanted to do. Get back to 4-2. It's fine. But I'm losing to the Flyers. Yeah, this is bad. What's my plan? I guess my plan is probably to find some ovens and start, like, pinging them to be able to win. I guess I should take the 3-drop over the 4-drop. Because then maybe I can 2-spell in a turn. But I did let them untap, so, like, the memory theft, its timing is off. I needed it to be that turn. I didn't really apply enough pressure to beat their midnight clock, was the problem. Okay. I think we start with this. Because I need to play 2 spells. Yep. And then that's good that they countered that one first, because at least I'd get my scry here. I can downfall plus urge next turn. Yeah, that's good. Buys me time, because I can kill the paladin. If I do that, plus I get Witch's Ovens, we're actually still kind of in it. Oh no. Oh no. This one can just mill me out. Why didn't they attack me? Probably not gonna matter. Okay, let's start with this first. I guess my deck's kind of grindy, but then everyone else just interacted in ways that I kind of couldn't interact with. So maybe my deck is flawed. I guess if I could bounce the folio, I can then maybe make them discard it, although I think both memory thefts are in my graveyard. Or maybe not. No, I guess I still have one more. So that might still work. Do I want to kill their flyer? I probably have to kill their flyer. There is our oven, but we're also going to get milled for 6. At least. That's a problem. Their deck's pretty sweet. They have like a lot of ways to survive, and then they have some pretty sweet engines. Okay, well, let's just get this down and see if it works. Oh, of course, I could just use the Folio Fancies. Yeah, of course it's not going to work. So did I need to... Maybe I needed to turn into a pumpkin their Folio first, but then they could just use it in response. So they do that, and then they untap, and then they mill me out. Alright, that's game. Yeah, I don't... I'm sorry, I got really framey there. Alright, well, I mean, you definitely... There's some drafts that you just don't do that well with. Maybe this deck was just underpowered. I'm still figuring out this format. I don't really truly understand Eldraine. It's okay, it's just a throwback format. I think it's kind of cool. I probably would revisit it again in the future. This is probably one of my last drafts. It's going down in a day or so. So I probably won't get to play it much more this time around, but maybe I'll get to play it around in the future. It's been kind of cool from the games where I don't get OHKO'd. Everything else seems at least decently interesting. So thanks for joining me on this little journey, and I'll see you in the next video.